Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're re-diving deep into a book that didn't just top bestseller lists, but also inspired a cultural phenomenon. Ron Chernow's definitive biography, Alexander Hamilton, for professionals in any field, whether it's finance, law, policy, or entrepreneurship. This isn't just a history lesson. It's a masterclass in strategy, ambition, and nation building from one of America's most brilliant and controversial founding fathers. So, who was the man behind the face on the $10 bill? Chernow paints a vivid picture of Hamilton's almost unbelievable origin story. An illegitimate orphan immigrant from the Caribbean, his early life was marked by hardship and tragedy, but what set him apart was his ferocious intelligence and an insatiable hunger for advancement. He literally wrote his way off his small island, showcasing a genius for prose and persuasion that would become his most powerful weapon. This is our first key takeaway. Your starting point doesn't define your destination. Hamilton's relentless self-improvement and his ability to leverage his talents are timeless lessons in personal and professional growth. He arrives in America just as the revolutionary fervor is about to explode. Hamilton doesn't just watch from the sidelines. He throws himself into the heart of the conflict. He becomes General George Washington's indispensable aide. This relationship is crucial. Chernow shows us how Washington recognized Hamilton's administrative and strategic genius, trusting him with the most critical communications and military planning. For any professional, this highlights the importance of mentorship and finding a champion who believes in your abilities. Hamilton wasn't just an assistant, he was a trusted advisor, a principal and confidential aide, proving that immense influence can be wielded even without the top title. After the war, the real work began, building a nation from scratch. The Articles of Confederation were failing, and the young country was on the brink of financial collapse. This is where Hamilton's vision truly shines. As the first Secretary of the Treasury, he architected the entire American financial system. Chernow walks us through Hamilton's audacious and hugely controversial plan. He proposed that the federal government assume the state's massive war debts. This wasn't just an accounting trick. It was a brilliant political move to bind the states together and establish the federal government's credit and authority on the world stage. He argued for the creation of a national bank, a stable national currency, and a system of tariffs and subsidies to encourage domestic manufacturing. For professionals in finance and economics, this part of the book is absolutely riveting. Hamilton was essentially the founding CEO and CFO of the United States. He understood that a strong economy was the bedrock of a strong nation. His reports to Congress, like the report on public credit and the report on manufacturers, are masterpieces of economic reasoning and political strategy. He fought against immense opposition, primarily from Thomas Jefferson and James Madison, who envisioned a more agrarian, decentralized republic. Their ideological clash is the central drama of the early republic, a debate between industrialism and agriculture, federal power and states' rights that continues to echo in American politics today. Hamilton's story is a powerful reminder that innovation often requires battling entrenched interests in championing unpopular but necessary ideas. But Chernow's biography isn't just a treatise on policy. It's a deeply human story. Hamilton was a man of immense contradictions. He was a devoted husband and father who also became embroiled in America's first major political sex scandal, the Maria Reynolds affair. He was a staunch abolitionist who nonetheless compromised on the issue of slavery for the sake of political unity. He was a brilliant lawyer and writer who could also be arrogant, impulsive, and his legendary rivalry with Aaron Burr is a tragic through line in the book. It wasn't just a single disagreement, but a long, slow burn of personal and political animosity that culminated in the infamous duel that cost Hamilton his life at just 49 years old. This serves as a cautionary tale about the destructive power of pride, rivalry, and the inability to let go of personal grievances. So what are the enduring lessons for professionals today from Chernow's Alexander Hamilton? First, the power of a grand vision. Hamilton didn't just solve immediate problems. He was building systems and institutions designed to last for centuries. He thought in terms of legacy. Second, the importance of execution. Having a vision is one thing. Hamilton had the administrative grit and political skill to turn his bold ideas into reality, often against overwhelming odds. Third, the mastery of communication. Whether writing the Federalist Papers to argue for the Constitution or issuing his detailed Treasury reports, Hamilton used the power of the written word to persuade, educate, and rally support. He understood that you have to win the argument before you can win the vote. And finally, Chernow's work shows us that our greatest strengths can also be linked to our greatest weaknesses. Hamilton's ambition drove him to incredible heights, but his pride and impulsiveness led to his downfall. In conclusion, Ron Chernow's Alexander Hamilton is more than just a biography. It's a blueprint for leadership, a case study in economic statecraft, and a profound human drama. It reveals a founder who was forward-thinking, obsessed with building a meritocratic society, and whose influence on the modern world is arguably greater than any of his contemporaries. If you want to understand the foundations of American power, the nature of visionary leadership, and the timeless struggle between ambition and integrity, this book is an essential read. It challenges you to think bigger, to argue more persuasively, and to consider the long-term impact of the structures you build in your own professional life. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope this summary has inspired you to pick up this incredible book. If you found this useful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into influential works, and let me know in the comments what you think about Hamilton's legacy. See you next time.